Did you know that a study from Harvard Business School found that people who set clear goals and take daily action are 10 times more likely to succeed than those who don't? It's not luck. It's not talent. It's a mindset, one that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. Now, think about this. What if, just for today, you pushed yourself a little harder? What if you silenced that voice that says, "I'll do it later," and just did it now? What would your life look like in a year if you stayed consistent? Let's talk about it. The power of momentum success isn't a one-time event. It's a chain reaction. You start small, maybe reading one page, making one extra call, or waking up just 15 minutes earlier. And suddenly, those small habits turn into something unstoppable. Look at Jeff Bezos. He didn't build Amazon overnight. It started in a garage with one decision: to take action. And each day that action built momentum. If you start today, imagine where you could be in a year. Delayed gratification is a superpower. The ability to wait for rewards. Delayed gratification is what separates the best from the rest. A Stanford study proved this with the famous marshmallow test. Kids who resisted eating a marshmallow immediately for a bigger reward later on ended up more successful in life. Think about that. Every time you say no to distractions, whether it's social media, junk food, or another episode of that show, you're building the kind of discipline that creates champions. Your environment shapes your future. You are the sum of the people you spend the most time with. If you surround yourself with negativity, laziness, and doubt, it will pull you down. But if you put yourself in the right environment, where people push you, where excellence is the standard, your success becomes inevitable. Think about LeBron James. He didn't just rely on talent, he surrounded himself with elite trainers, coaches, and teammates that elevated his game. Who's in your circle? Are they helping you grow or holding you back? The myth of motivation. Here's the truth. Motivation is unreliable. It's an emotion. It comes and goes. The most successful people in the world don't rely on motivation. They rely on discipline. Jocko Willink, a retired Navy SEAL, says it best: discipline equals freedom. When you train yourself to take action regardless of how you feel, that's when you win. Stop waiting to feel motivated. Do it anyway. The 1% rule. If you improve by just 1% every day in a year, you'll be 37 times better than you are right now. That's the power of consistency. Kobe Bryant didn't become great because of one workout. He became great because he practiced at 4 a.m. while others slept. He made small, consistent improvements every day, and that added up to greatness. Are you willing to improve by just 1% today? The power of small wins. We often chase big goals and forget the power of small victories. But success isn't about massive leaps. It's about tiny steps. A single paragraph read, a 5-minute workout, $1 saved, one healthy meal instead of junk food, one conversation that pushes you forward. It all compounds. And before you know it, those small wins add up. They create momentum. And momentum, that's the real secret weapon. Pain is part of the process. Pain is not a sign to stop. Pain is a sign that you are in the process of growing. No one who has ever achieved anything great did it without struggle. Growth hurts. Change is uncomfortable. But do you know what's worse? Staying the same. Waking up 5 years from now in the exact same place, with the same regrets, the same what-ifs. You are built for more. Your pain is proof that you are moving forward. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to knock on your door and hand you success. No one is going to give you permission to go after your dreams. No one is going to save you. And that's a good thing, because that means it's all in your hands. You control how hard you work. You control how much you sacrifice. You control how much you're willing to endure to get there. If you want it, fight for it. If you dream of it, start now. Calm yet engaging tone. Did you know that the human brain is wired to seek satisfaction? It's true. Studies from Harvard University have shown that when we accomplish a goal, no matter how small, our brain releases dopamine, the feel-good chemical. This isn't just a random biological process, it's evolution's way of pushing us to grow, to achieve, and to thrive. But here's the thing, satisfaction doesn't come from just any accomplishment. It comes from the kind of progress that feels meaningful, the kind that makes you look back and say, I did that. Today we're going to explore how you can create that kind of satisfaction in your life, not just once, but over and over again. Let's dive in. Let's start with something simple, the power of small wins. In 2011, researchers at the University of Pennsylvania found that people who celebrated small victories along the way were more likely to stay motivated and achieve their long-term goals. Think about it. When you break down a big goal into smaller, manageable steps, each step becomes a win. And each win, it fuels your momentum. Take the story of Sarah, a single mom from Chicago. Sarah wanted to go back to school to become a nurse, but between work and taking care of her kids, it felt impossible. Instead of focusing on the 4-year degree, she started with one class, just one. And when she aced it, she celebrated. That small win gave her the confidence to take the next step and the next. Today, Sarah is a registered nurse, and she credits her success to those small, satisfying victories along the way. Now let's talk about intentionality. Satisfaction doesn't come from passively waiting for life to happen. It comes from actively designing your days. According to a study by the American Psychological Association, people who set clear, specific goals are 10 times more likely to achieve them than those who don't. But here's the key. Your goals need to align with your values. For example, if you value creativity, setting a goal to paint one new piece a month will feel far more satisfying than, say, running a marathon. Unless, of course, running is your thing. The point is, satisfaction is deeply personal. It's about knowing what matters to you and pursuing it with purpose. Ever heard of the 10,000-hour rule? Popularized by Malcolm Gladwell, it suggests that mastery in any field takes about 10,000 hours of practice. But here's the twist. It's not just about the hours, it's about the quality of your practice. A study from Princeton University found that deliberate practice, focused, intentional effort, is what separates the good from the great. Take Michael Jordan, for example. He didn't just show up to practice, he showed up with a plan. He worked on his weaknesses, studied his opponents, and pushed himself to improve every single day. And that's the secret to satisfaction and mastery. It's not about being perfect, it's about being persistent. Satisfaction isn't a destination. It's a journey. It's the small wins, the intentional choices, the moments of mastery, the acts of kindness, the resilience in the face of failure, and the presence to appreciate it all. So, as you go about your day, remember this: you have the power to create satisfaction in your life. One step, one moment, one win at a time. Create your satisfaction.